Audible lets you enjoy all your audio entertainment in one app. You'll always find the best of what you love or something new to discover.
That sure is true. Audible offers an incredible selection of audiobooks across every genre. Bestsellers, new releases, celebrity memoirs like the Britney Spears book that just came out, mysteries and thrillers, motivation, wellness, business, and so much more.
I personally just listened to Heather Gay's Bad Mormon, kind of for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City research, but also just for fun to listen to it because it was a good book. And it's great. I mean, it's her actually reading it. And it is so nice to run around and do my errands and be able to listen to a book. Because let's face it, I will crash my car if I try to read it physically.
It's a great use of Audible. So try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/Crappens or text Crappens to 500-500. That's audible.com/Crappens or text Crappens to 500-500.
This episode is brought to you in part by Purina. The holidays are here. It's such a fun and festive time and also a great opportunity to reflect on all the things we're thankful for. And if you're like most people, your pet is somewhere at the top of your list. Purina is dedicated to creating richer lives for pets and the people who love them. From helping older pets think like their younger selves to making cat ownership a possibility for more people than ever. Purina is helping pets live longer, healthier, happier lives. Your pet gives you so much the whole year round. So this holiday season, treat your pet with Purina Treats. Best-in-class nutrition, unsurpassed taste. From dogs to cats, Purina has you covered for all your treat needs. Your pet is Purina's passion. Head to Amazon.com/Purina to learn more.
And here's your prescription.
I know just the pharmacy to get this filled.
Who are you?
A pharmacy benefit manager. A middleman your insurer uses to decide which medicines you can get, what you pay, and sometimes even which pharmacy you should go to.
Why can't I go to a pharmacy in my neighborhood?
Because I make more money when you go to a pharmacy I own.
No one should stand between you and your medicine. Visit phrma.org/middleman to learn more. Paid for by Pharma.
Crappens. Watch what crappens. Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Watch what crappens. Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens?
Well, hello and happy Friday here on What Crappens. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hello, you little sweet man.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Good. What's been going on over there?
I'm watching Bravo. Watching and talking Bravo with you.
Bravo.
We're at the end of our week.
Yes, Bravo just keeps on coming, cranking it out, and we are here for all of it.
So
everybody,
good.
thanks so much for being here today. This is a Southern Charm Friday. We did Miami this week. We did Salt Lake City this week. We did Beverly Hills. We did so many things. Potomac. You know what? We did a crappy hour this week. Next week is Dwell Hello Week, which is Wondery Plus. So get on that. That's our House Hunters recaps. Those are very fun. We actually recorded that one this week, and it is very fun, very ragey, and a pair of acrobats. A couple made up of acrobats, or
We got so
as
mad.
we now call it acro.
Acra. We learned about acro. We got really mad during that Dwell Hello. That's the last Dwell Hello of the year, by the way. So
Sure is.
listen now. Actually, it's great.
Which
It gives you
soon.
It gives you a lot of time. We'll start them back up again in January, but it gives you a lot of time to catch up on an amazing year of Dwell Hellos, because we had some real doozies. I would actually argue to say that all of them were doozies, but we had a lot of fun this year doing it. So go check it out on Wondery Plus and support it, because you'll enjoy it. Because I think everyone watches House Hunters, and if you don't, you should start, and then you'll enjoy it even more.
If you're not, you're a loser. Also, someone who's not a loser, Mary from Two Judgy Girls. Congratulations on getting married, madame. That is so cool.
She got married.
And you'll notice we're in bridesmaids' clothes because we're at the wedding right now because we were invited. So
yeah,
fuck
we're
off
actually
for that. But also love you. I love you so much. And congratulations on your marriage. You two are real cute. I got to hang out with them one night in old San Francisco. And we had a real humdinger. I love the guy. I think he's great.
Yeah, we're very happy for Mary. We love Mary. And she is not quite contrary. She is quite hilarious. us. So anyway, congrats, guys. And today we are talking Southern Charm. Okay, it's the big cast vacation. This is the big get to know Paige. This is get to know Paige DeSorbo vacation, which in the most
In parentheses, no.
no.
Hate you.
So
Previously on Southern Charm, a beta tried to kiss Taylor.
Well, JT offered Taylor a shoulder to cry on. Rod cried on Leva's, and we all cried because Leva don't know how to pronounce espresso in her own bar 3 weeks after she didn't know what a pheasant was, and she's a restaurant owner. Okay? Now, this is me crying. Wah. Wah.
Wah. Also, previously, JT went to Republic and tried to order an espresso martini, but he called it a beta espresso martini because he's a beta. Still, just a big old beta. Beta espresso.
So Craig's out. Oh, and also in the previously, Rod's like, I can just feel her pulling away. She never pulled in, Rod. Okay. You catch nothing with gluten-free bread. I'm telling you right now. No, she's not that into you. That goes for you too, JT. You guys, this is getting sad at this point. Like, I'm just feeling bad for you guys at this point. And by feeling bad, I mean annoyed that you're on my television. Just stop. You're both.
I love
no
JT.
one is go home.
guys, I love JT. I think I'm really into JT, and I'm enjoying this moment before whatever problematic other shoe drops, because it's gonna drop. We know this
He's gonna put a tracker in her car. He's a fucking stalker. This guy. He's terrible.
A terrible tweet will surface. Something will happen. A campaign donation. Like, we know. I know it's coming, but right now it's not there. So I am going to enjoy JT while I can. And you know what? I enjoy Rod too in his sort of like bland, anti-salad way. I think I just like them because the alternatives are like Austen, and they just really make JT and Rod seem so much better by comparison.
Listen, I'm not a hater. I'm just saying there's literally no chemistry. Okay? There's no chemistry here. And it's hard enough watching Olivia try to pretend that she's in Austen, because I don't believe that 1 second either. But they are really, really trying, you know?
Yeah.
And I have to give them, and by trying, I just mean eating with their mouths open a lot and splurting food everywhere and like literally having zero to say to each other.
Really?
But
exactly correct. So we are at Craig's house, and Craig has moved his sewing machine onto his counter, and he FaceTimes Austen. He's like, "Hey, Austen, let me show you what I'm going to embroider for you." And I guess he's going to embroider the word Jamaica onto something. So get ready. In case you didn't know you were going to Jamaica, fun fact, when you go to Jamaica, you really can't find things there that say Jamaica on them. So all the gift shops, they all say,
it's going to be super hard to find a Jamaica hat. In Jamaica. It's going to be super difficult. Glad we've got Craig here. And it's in the most simple non-Jamaican font, by the way.
I'm just glad it was spelled correctly, because that would have been a disaster.
It's like Helvetica. Like, Craig, come on. Can we get some Annie's hand at least or something? Like, I don't know what I'm expecting, but something. So Craig is like, these two are hilarious too, because Craig is like messing up his hair, his gorgeous head of hair. And then Austen picks it up and he's like doing that like posing on Instagram thing where you lift their eyebrows. Mm-hmm. And then he's like playing with his hair because Austen's obsessed with his hair, which is probably falling out, which I love. I love that. As a bald, let me just tell you, you love seeing other balds come. It's like lack of follicles, love company. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love seeing some skin on it. I just love seeing some skin patches on a man's head. Misery. Yeah. And I wouldn't even call it misery, because at a certain point, like a lot of bald people, obviously plugs are a thing. But when you're a bald person like me, there's some things I'll hate myself about or be mean to myself about. But being bald, I can't do anything about that one, really. I mean, I guess I could pay, but like I won't. I'm too cheap. But I can't really do anything. So I just let that one go. And it was sad at first. But then guess what? I got to watch everyone around me go bald. And it's just so liberating
ahead of the curve
when people just join your bald club.
Listen, you're an innovator and you were before your time. And that's
I started
great.
it.
Yeah, you started baldness.
I started baldness, so
Craig is starting Jamaica, in case you didn't know, and he's like,
he's making a list
and checking it 0
times.
Did
you read the list?
I did.
It's just so Craig this list.
Yeah, here it is.
Okay, I made a list. Yeah, there's boys separate from girls, and then there's a section for really short guys. JT's on it.
It's okay. Here's the
JT.
boys: Craig, Austen, Shep, JT, Whitney, which was tricky because I thought it was a girl at first because girl name, and Rod. And then girls, it's like Olivia, Madison, Taylor, and Vanita. Just say the cast. The cast might.
Why are you? Why are you making a list? Why are you separating the boys from the girls? You're such a weirdo. Why are you counting them? Why does Leva have to do nothing on this show, by the way? I'm officially over it. Leva doesn't even know how to pronounce simple things in her own restaurants, okay? And she only comes on here to promote her stupid bars. Who cares about this? Are they really this invested into Southern Hospital? 5 people watch that show. 2 of them were us. And by the way, we'll be watching every single minute of the next season.
I would rather have Leva invested in making sure season 2 is just as good as season 1 rather than having her go on this cast trip. I think it'll be okay. So, because by the way, Southern Hospitality is great. So
it is. But
now,
Leva, like, talk about giving nothing. My God, literally nothing. She sits in her scenes just rolling her eyes like, why am I even with these idiots? Which I don't know why you're with them either.
I'm like, wait, that's how I feel watching the show.
No, it's just like, when you're doing a bad job at work and they're like, Ronnie, so many people would line up to be an apple here at Applebee's. Don't be a bad apple. And I would think, get them in here then. Get the fucking people in here. But I do feel that way. It's like you got time to lean, you got time to clean. That's how I feel about Leva. Like there are people who are lined up outside to try and do something on this show. And you just walk in here doing nothing every single fucking time. Do something, brah.
Well, speaking of Southern Hospitality, we then cut to Rod and JT working out with Bradley, who is from Southern Hospitality. And then JT's like shirtless. They're like pushing a tractor or something. And then JT...
It's like CrossFit. It's like CrossFit. CF, guys. And Bradley immediately goes, I'll get you guys some water. I was like, wow, can't wait to watch this spinoff. Why are we featuring somebody if you're just going to have him say, I'm going to get you some water and walk away?
I mean, Bradley has never really been personality forward. He's just sort of just like muscles. So then, but then JT does that thing where like he's like, oh wow, I'm thirsty. I worked out, and he takes a bottle of water and just like pours it on his face. I'm like, okay, you're not in some Diet Coke commercial, JT. Let's settle down.
You know where
he also did this? I thought, by the way. Where else
I'm not discussing people's bodies. So he also did this outside of BravoCon where all the stars come in. There was a video of him getting out of not a limo, but his black car or whatever. And he gets out and he like lifts it. He like does a cheer for himself and like lifts his water bottle and then it spills on him.
Of course.
And so he's like, God damn it. And so he just spills it all over. It's just like throws it all over. So poor JT, like he literally can't even win getting out of a car.
No, that's very JT. So he's like, so you're going to Jamaica, right? And Rod's like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm going to have to watch Olivia prance around in a bikini all weekend with her ex-boyfriend. So if I go, am I going to look thirsty? I was like, it's too late. It's too late for that. You're on reality TV. Just go enjoy a free trip to Jamaica.
And JT, listen, you're at least around JT. There's nothing thirstier looking than JT. JT's like, well, Craig's inviting you. You have to be there. I mean, Taylor's going to be there. I need my wingman, baby. Your wingman? She is not into you, stalker. Stop. I'm worried now. Just stop.
I'm worried about Rod as a wingman also. Like, hey, ugly friend of girl my friend is interested in. So what are your thoughts on salads? Ew, I hate them. God, don't talk to me about salads. Ugh, gross. He's having an emotional issue with my story. he's going through it.
Very salad-y issue.
He's a really terrible wingman, even in my version. He really just messes up.
They are terrible wingmen. They've been there for each other, and look how far they've gotten. Terrible, terrible wingmen.
They're both wingmen, but they don't have the body of the plane.
Celery wouldn't even date you, and your wings. Okay, neither one of you. So then Bradley comes
won't
back.
Even date you, and your wings.
So you're not even Bette Midler worthy, being the wind beneath my. So Bradley's like, you guys done chit-chatting, princesses? All right, well, that show's going to just shoot through the ratings roof. Okay, so then we go to Vanita. This is a shocker. Glad we're back to form. Vanita is in her backyard talking on the phone, and Charles is there.
Charles is sitting on a staircase. Charles sitting on steps. And Matt's like,
Well, you better come down to Jamaica. You better get your rest and like your vitamin C, bitch, because I'm coming out to play.
and so then Vanita, by the way, guys, everyone listen to the podcast. Okay, this is a hard one to swallow. Okay, this is hard, but Vanita tells us Manny can't come to Jamaica because he's going to be in Utah. Oh my God, what a devastating loss for us. Here I was hoping to learn more from the person I've had seconds with on this show. God, what are we going to do without Manny?
You know what I hate when people do go, listen, and then they tell you everything. Like, I just did that to you. I just hate that.
I just choked by saying Manny. I'm gasping for breath over here.
Well, here's my thing. I think Vanita has a rough road on this show. Yeah. I think she's had a rough road. I don't think it's easy for her. I don't think it's easy for her with the viewers. I don't think it's easy for her with the cast. I think it sucks being Vanita on this show. Okay. Now I like her. I think she's boring as hell. But that said, I do not believe this Manny storyline. Do you? Now, I don't like to accuse people, but since I've accused everybody else on this show of having a fake relationship, I don't buy it. I don't buy this at all. I don't know why. I get nothing. I get nothing from this couple.
I buy it. I'm just not interested in it because what we have seen them, it's
I
like
wouldn't buy it if it were in a store, but I believe it.
Yeah, like this is an impulse buy. This is something I bought waiting in line at Marshall's. It's like, I got a calendar of like Ireland's best goats. Well, actually, I would like that. It'd be like Ireland's best doorknobs. And I'm like, I bought it, but I look at it, I'm like, I'm not that interested in it though.
I actually am.
Okay, I have bad examples. I still feel like he's just one of the lower tier options at the impulse line at Marshall's.
Yeah, I'm just not. I don't know. I don't buy it. So, not that that's really here nor there.
I buy it.
It's not breaking news to anybody. I just like, why even fake a relationship if it's going to be?
I'm sad that
my girlfriend in Canada.
I feel bad for her that Manny's not there because literally none of the men on the show talk to Vanita or acknowledge her presence, and I think that's really fucked up. And I think that there's like,
well, that's right. That's what I'm saying. She has a rough road on the show.
Yeah, and I think that like it's strange to me. Like they really act like she's invisible, and you can read into that what you want, but whatever you're reading into it, I'm probably reading into it also. But so it sucks. But that being said, I want whatever like. I just felt Manny's not that interesting so far. I need Manny.
Now Madison also has someone who's never there that she married. But I think with Madison, I don't believe that she really even cares about Charleston or will be in Charleston. Madison's like out of there. She's just here to shoot the show, right?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Madison. Well, her kid goes to school there, I think. Well, I don't know. But Madison's like,
I wish Brett were coming. He was only here 3 days, and then he had to go back to work. But you know what? Paige will make everything better because we can just sit with a pina colada and laugh at everyone else, all the betas having fun on the beach. Beta Beach. Jamaica.
Yeah. And Vanita's like, well, Manny's not coming. She goes,
oh, yeah? Well, I'm married to a fireman. I don't know if you've heard. So he's off doing travel firefighting. He's off traveling, firefighting fires. It's a rough one. It's just flying over TC Fire. He gets it.
What's Manny doing?
Playing jazz somewhere.
Oh, so not saving people. Got it.
So Manny's not here by choice. Well, that's sad because Brett's not here because there's fireplaces that aren't here. So,
sorry, he's busy off being somewhere hot. Literally hot.
So now we go to Craig's house. Craig's doing his nails on his bed. I really was expecting him. His one nail. I was expecting him to knock over that nail polish. It's like, this is Craig. There's upholstery nearby. There's fabric. He's gonna spill. But he did.
This is why I have a separate room.
So he calls Paige, and she's like, hi, chicken. And he's like, hey, chicken. She's no, literally, I just got delivered chicken. What do you want, Craig?
Hold on, let me put on my super cool headphones on. They make it harder for me to hear your voice. And he's like,
They're they're like regular headphones, but they're super ugly and they cost $600. So AirPod Max Pro.
You look like
why would they? These are the ugliest headphones I've ever seen, and I'm not really shallow when it comes to headphones, but those are ugly. Those things.
They look like giant chiclets that you put on your ears. So,
Hi, Chiclet.
Craig is like, you look like
No,
a
Craig,
pro
literally, I'm having gum. Please,
Just get on with it, Craig. I want to go.
I'm literally trying to. It's not that they're oversized chiclets. It's just that I actually have a very small head, and I'm trying to stuff my ears with gum.
This is the day we just lose our entire audience. We don't even care. I'm like, what do you think?
Oh wait, Amazon
what do you think
delivers
about
here.
Manny?
Wait, hold on. I gotta tell them how to get in. I don't want to miss this. Hold on. Hello.
Oh my God, the CSI.
Hello.
not
Is this
CSI.
Amazon delivery? I can't hear you if it is
I quit. I'm quitting this show.
Amazon.
Shit
I
to
feel like
do.
I'm gonna miss my delivery. They're trying to.
I
reach
could have a real
hi.
job.
They're here. Hi. Are you having?
Could have gotten an education. All right, Ben. Give them your address, Ben, and tell them
You can just
exactly
throw it over
what-
the. You can just throw it over the gate. That's okay. Thank
That
you.
is also how I was delivered in the hospital. Okay.
It's like, because the thing is, if you don't
Congrats.
tell them to throw it over the gate, then they're like, sorry, we're going to take this all the way back to Missouri. And
Yeah.
it's all because no one had the thought that they could just throw a box over the gate. I
And
already
Ben
told you
needs
about mine.
his thimbles and his box and his baubles for his sewing.
I
Okay,
need
that we
my
ordered on Cyber Monday, which you can listen to if you go listen to the bonus episode, Cyber Monday Fun Times.
That was a very adrenaline-inducing moment for me. Okay, so Craig is like,
All of us. Like,
I know. Thank
literally.
you all for being there. I was like, am I going to go say the security code for my complex on the air? And I was like, honestly, it would be worth it. So anyway, Craig is like, I'm just here painting my nail. And she goes, wow. Did you really call me to tell me that? Because honestly, there's a rat walking on the subway that I'd be much more interested in paying attention to right now.
Think, well, I've been thinking like we should take a trip together. Like, you been to Jamaica? She goes, okay. Yeah, because I found like a last minute deal. And so like I thought like maybe now you and me can spend time with the group. She's like, wow, last minute deal group trip with a group of people that I hate. Well, I bet it would be a heck of a time. You know I hate you because I just said heck to you. So
Yeah, that seems great. Yeah, because like you could like come to Jamaica with all the crazy cats of Charleston, and it would be fun for you to spend time with the group to get to know everyone.
Yeah. Like I said, a heck of a time for someone who has no life and low standards. They will have a great time on that trip. Yeah.
But work-wise, it would be your entire irresponsible of me to come to Jamaica. Goodbye. Hate you.
So it's like, why didn't I call? Why didn't I check with Paige before I made a trip to introduce everybody to Paige on a trip that she can't come on?
Wait a second. Paige, don't you make your own hours as an influencer?
Sorry, my boss is. I gotta go work to get to work at Costco or something.
Must talk to Hannah only in an office where podcasts are. Bye. Gotta go.
Sorry, I'm working at a paper company in Scranton right now. Bye.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So we go to Half Moon, and JT's at the store like, hey, it's me, JT. I'm in the store. Maybe you can help me shop. God, I'd love your help. What's your name, Rosie? Love you, Rosie. Great to meet you, Rosie. Okay, want a date? You don't? I love you. God, I love you, Rosie. Call me. Who do you call? So I have it. There's a chance. Saying there's a chance.
Hey, I'm going on a last minute trip to Jamaica, so do you have any tuxedos I can wear for the beach? Because, you know, like I can't imagine like beach wear in Charleston for Jamaica. I just imagine it's just like tweed and puffy vests.
It's just, yeah, it's a Tommy Bahama shirt with a fluorescent puffy vest and like a Burberry scarf.
Right. So he's there, he's ordering stuff, and then he's like, just make me look cool. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to go to Gwen's for that because we can't help you here.
We're beyond that, sir.
Yeah.
We're beyond trying to help you. Okay.
There's nothing we can do here. So Shep shows up and JT has like a bucket hat on and he like turns the rim up and he's like, look at this. It's kind of a diverse hat because you can flip it forward like Blossom. And Shep is like, yeah, gosh, I love that for you. Hold on one second. I'm just got to call my agent. Yeah, they're making me shoot a scene with a new guy and there's not even any legacy people in it. I have to do it. Gosh.
Wow, I haven't been to Jamaica in many, many moons. I was partaking in extracurricular activities last time I went. Oh, by extracurricular, I mean smoking weed and watching Ken Burns documentaries in my hotel room. Gosh.
And JT's like, with Taylor, I just feel bad for her because she's really going through it. Yeah, well, you don't understand, dude. Like, Taylor tried to make me jealous after the guys' dinner night at Patricia's by texting me. And she was like, where are you? And I was like, I'm at the house shaking my foot. And she was like, you want to hook up? And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. I just knocked over 3 glasses with my foot. It will not stop shaking. And she goes, fine, I'll just hook up with Austen instead. And I said, gosh.
Wow, that text coming from Taylor, that was a shock, to say the least.
And then we see this.
Make you feel smarter saying, like, why do you talk like that?
But then
we know it. We know what to say the least means. Stop talking like that. You went to college. Congratulations. You have mailbox money. Talk like a normal human being.
So then we see the text messages, and the text message from Taylor says, hey, I'm asking if you're good or not. And he goes, I'm good, I suppose. Haha. I'm asking Dick Wise. And he goes, probably not. She goes, fine. I'm going to stay with Austen. You're lame as fuck. So she's really, I'm like, oh, Taylor, you messy, messy, messy lady.
I officially cannot feel sorry for Taylor anymore. Okay. There comes a certain point where, you know how I don't know why I'm doing this, but I don't know where this is going, but elephants.
Go for it. Do it.
Do you believe in me in this story?
Go for it.
How elephants.
Elephants Fitzgerald. Okay, so elephants.
Okay, guys. So elephants, I don't know if you knew this about elephants, but elephants, people are like, how come you can keep an elephant down with just one single rope? An elephant is so strong, they could pull the whole house. Like, how is one little spike in the ground with one little rope keeping an elephant there? But it's because the elephant was trained to just sit there when it had a rope because it couldn't get away when it was smaller. And now all you need is a little spike, and it just assumes since it has a rope around it, it can't move. You're the elephant, Taylor. Shep is the spike in the ground. Okay? Pull away from the spike. Pull away from the spike. I'm mad at elephants now. I'm like, you did this to yourself, elephant. Literally, all it takes is an effort. Make an effort.
There
stop texting the spike.
Miracles if you believe.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Everybody, sit down in your cars. I know everybody's trying to stand and go that way in your car. Just sit down, guys.
There's an elephant somewhere in Asia walking around saying, who the fuck did this guy think? Of course we pull out the spike. We're just very content with our environment.
No, they're not.
They're not.
Okay, so now they're talking about, so JT's like, come on now, like his presence is causing complications for her and it's hard to watch. God, I hope my mommy calls me today. And Shep's like, maybe I should just leave her alone. You're right. Maybe it's my fault. God, I can't wait to call her an idiot later in front of everybody and cruelly mock her. So I'm just such an innocent gosh. I say things, I don't even say gosh. I say gosh, I'm innocent. I'm such a good little boy.
Speaking of good little boys, now we go to Austen going to therapy, and he sits down with his therapist, and then she's like, so what's going on? And he's like, oh, it's really good. Like, I'm keeping busy by doing literally nothing, and I'm going to Jamaica because I've got to take a vacation from doing nothing. And the therapist is like, oh, okay. So what's going on? What sort of story do you want to create for yourself that I'm supposed to believe? He goes, oh yeah, well, did I tell you this? Okay. And she goes, no, because you have not started your story. Oh yeah. So I'm going on a family. So it's basically like a family trip with it's like Shep and Craig and Olivia and Taylor. And she's like, I don't know these people, but go on, continue.
You have talked to me 2 times, and both times have been on camera. So let's just pretend. She's just smiling at him like,
I guess this is a gossip sesh, so lay it on me.
Yeah. Talk about performative therapy. And if anybody believes that this is real, let's get to this part where he's like, it just pisses me off because I'm such a people pleaser. She's like, yeah, you just get caught up in what everybody else wants from you. You just need to learn to make yourself happy. I mean, talk about somebody who doesn't know Austen at all. Austen literally only cares about himself. Who has he legitimately cared about on this show? Nobody.
No one.
He's not shown any genuine care for anybody on this show. Who?
Austen is at the part of his fuckboy journey where he now is trying to do the Austen 3 point something, 4 point something. But there is the part in the journey where the fuckboy likes to be like cute and little boy-y. So this is like him saying later on he talks about rom-coms. He's just the guy in the rom-com. This is like when Craig talks about Christmas and stuff like that and starting a family. Although Craig, I am starting to feel like Craig is a reformed fuckboy. Although maybe he never really was a fuckboy. I think he was just Craig. But we see this with Carl, Carl very much leaning into sweet treacly things like the Marshalls commercial he did with Lindsay. So Austin's just at that place now where he's like, oh, poor me. I'm just trying to fix myself and I love Christmas now.
That's always, yes.
But it's more like that little boy thing.
To get laid more.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm just so hurt by everything. I'm just such a sensitive person. Stop. And you're even only going to this therapy scene so that you can get more ass when you go to bars. Because people are going to be like, oh my God, you're so sensitive. You are not sensitive. Just stop. Just stop. So he's telling her, of course, he's coming to be like, well, guess what? I was out with Whitney the other night and guess who texts me and is trying to get with me? Taylor. I mean, she's trying to use me to get to Shep, which is true, but you're also using Taylor to get to Shep, and you're using Shep to get to Taylor, and you're using Olivia to get to Taylor, and Taylor to get to Olivia. You're using everybody.
Right. Well, and he's also doing that thing where he's just an innocent victim to these things that happen. And, and he's like,
dirty girls. He just can't help it. They're just obsessed with him. It's nothing to do with him, guys. Nothing to do. He's not giving any kind of energy out there. And he's interested in him.
I thought it'd be fine to hang out with her because I was with Whitney and we were with other people, but I should have been Austen, this is insane right now. You quite literally should not respond. Boundaries. Whoops. It's always oops, didn't mean to. That's what always happens.
He's also wearing a cap that says, I love dogs. Oh my God, could you try harder? I mean, really? You're taking the kindest animal ever. I'm a dog person. You don't even have a dog. Cut it out.
The therapist
I'm not allowed to wear that.
The therapist is like, you have to listen to your intuition. I'm like, how about he listens to tuition, goes to school and gets a craft or something and does something with his life? So the producer's like,
he doesn't have intuition, okay? He sells a grapefruit flavored beer. What kind of intuition could he possibly have?
So the preacher's like, do you think you have a good intuition? He's like, oh, no, I don't think I have good intuition. So the therapist is like, well, the challenge here is listening to yourself and instead of getting caught up in what everyone else wants. And he goes, yeah, I got to be more confident in my feeling. And I know it sounds funny because I piss off so many people, but I'm a people pleaser. Yeah. So when Taylor texted me to hang out, my knee-jerk instinct is absolutely. Because that's what gets me in trouble. Me just being too helpful of a person.
I don't think there's a line of people claiming to have ever been pleased by Austen. Literally nobody. Have you ever heard someone who's like, wow, that was a great experience? Who has left you?
You know what? I needed something, and I found that the solution came in the form of Austen. I am pleased. Oh. I am pleased. I'm glad he followed his intuition.
Nothing like having a conversation with somebody and then feeling like your car is getting foamed up at a car wash. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like I didn't want to make this terrible decision, but I had to please someone because I can't help being the sort of person that pleases others. So I was forced to make a terrible decision and ruin someone's life.
Such a pleaser. Okay, so she's like, okay, but just be very clear this time with Olivia that you don't want anything romantic. Trust yourself.
Because this is also Austen's way, is that like he pursues her like a dog when she's not interested in him. And now that she's interested, now he's like, well, I just want to be friends. I can't do this right. I got to take it slowly.
Exactly. Yeah. He's going to like completely flirt with her and lead her on and then do just what he always does. Start flirting with somebody else right in front of her to piss her off so he can feel like people are like really into him. By the way, I think who else does this is Madison, which we'll get to later in hour 5 of this recap. Yes. Literally nothing has happened in this show. We're on minute 33. Why?
Hey, speaking of Madison, she heads to the OBGYN or OB or is it OB or OBGYN in this context? Either way. She goes because she and Brett are gonna try to have a kid, and she's excited. She never thought she was gonna do this, but she's gonna do it. I am excited about this. Here's what I like about this scene is that the doctor comes in and her name is Dr. Toya Pound. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I love this name. Dr. Toya
Especially
Pound.
when you're going in there to talk about having a baby. It's like, I'm Dr. Toya Pound. Here's my advice. Pound. Okay. That's Dr. Pound. Thanks for
You just got pounded. Got pounded by the pound.
You get pounded more, you're going to get pregnant. I'm telling you that right now. Okay. I bring good luck. So does pounding. Okay.
So guess what?
Get to a doctor.
As soon as you get your IUD out, guess what can happen? You can get pounded. You can get pounded. You could have gotten pounded before, but now you can get pounded. Okay?
By the way, this is played by the actress from Ozark who plays Darlene. So Madison's like, I'm having PTSD because I shouldn't make fun of that. She cracked her pelvis or something giving birth to Hudson, and so she's worried. And so the doctor's like, okay, guess what? You're gonna have to get a C-section. Okay, and guess what? Before you do that, better pound.
You can get a pound section. It's like a C-section, but you got Dr. Pound doing it for you.
May I recommend some music while you're pounding? CCH Pounder. You heard it here first. Get out of here.
CCH Pounder has some music. I love that. Pound.
I was thinking that. You should watch. You should watch some Shield with CCH Pounder. Sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Hold on one second. I got to get my daughter's delivery of Pound Puppies has arrived. You've been pounded. Dr. Toya Pound. So... hey, let's go to Republic. So we're at Republic, and Taylor shows up.
She does sing, though. What is CCH? I know I've heard her sing, right? Have I?
Are you thinking of... wait, is there CC Peniston? Poundiston. Her original name was CC Poundiston. The record company made a change, but it was Poundiston. Pound.
Grammy.com. Best spoken word. Oh, okay. Best spoken word or non-musical album. Grow Old Along With Me, The Best Is Yet to Be by CCH Pounder.
CCH Pounder has a Grammy?
I mean, I guess. The song, well, let me see, because that's... How did I know that, by the way? So, no, she does not have a Grammy. She was just nominated. Well, not just, but she was nominated for Best Spoken Word or Non-Musical Album. It's pretty cool. 65th Grammy Awards. Does anybody care? I'll tell you who cares. Dr. Pound.
Dr. Pound.
Okay, so now let's go to Robbie and Leva having a fake conversation, and I don't even believe their restaurant's real. At this point, I don't believe anything on the show.
This was hilarious to me because whoever this guy Robbie is, he's new. He's sitting there talking.
He's the manager.
He's the manager, and Taylor comes in with like a snow cap that was like weeks late for her ice luge party. And normally what happens is whenever there's a scene and there's someone else there, they're always like the other person, like Dr. Pound will be like, okay, well, I got to check in on listen, there's a frittata that just arrived at the front desk. I got to go check in on that. I'm going to let you guys talk. They always have some excuse. And Robbie.
Day Chaser Girls here. Got a
phone call. I got to run to the back of the restaurant. There's something to take care of. I was like, come on, Robbie, you got to try harder.
Gotta watch some potatoes getting washed. I'm out of here. Gotta supervise that. Okay, bye. And also Leva is just so bad. Like, she doesn't even care either. Why would he make an effort? She does it. So this is how the scene starts. She's like, did we get that latest shipment in?
I didn't even pick up on the generic conversation point before the generic excuse to leave the generic
shipment?
conversation.
Yeah. He's like, well, let her go check things back in the back. She's like, you better do it. We're in a restaurant. Okay, ma'am.
Hey, did that frittata get sent to Dr. Pound's office? Okay. So Taylor's like, wow.
Did you guys get the new day chaser in? I brought you some merch. Oh, fuck off with this day chaser. What are you getting paid? $5 for this? Get the fuck out of here with that already, day chaser.
Leva, there's just a lot of emotions going on with Shep and I. We shared a kiss in the mountains and we passed out in the same bed and whatever. I know I'm comfortable with him. It's easy. It's like this past weekend I texted Austen and Shep like, what are you guys doing it was a booty call. And
Leva's like, she's like trying to make a shock face, but she's also looking towards the exit sign like, why am I still here? Why is this girl still talking? Who put this person on TV? Listen, I'm Leva, and I'm still bored by this person. Like, I do nothing. I still don't know how to pronounce espresso. This girl's boring. What is she doing on the TV?
Also, Taylor, okay, listen, I'm all for booty calls, and you know what? Like, a woman has as much of a right to ask for a booty call from her ex as a man does from his ex. I'm totally in support of yada yada yada. But this episode is season 9, episode 11. This is episode 911 of Southern Charm. If that's not a sign that you have to get out of this situation, Taylor, then I don't know what is.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, elephant on a spike. You know what I mean? I'm just like, move, elephant, even though I know that the elephant never will. So I'm sick of telling the elephant to get up. You know, at some point, you just let the elephant sit his ass down and you throw a few peanuts at it. And that's what I'm doing.
Well, at least she has a sense of humor. At least she laughs about the fact that she tried a booty call and it failed. So at least she has a sense of humor.
Because she knows that Shep probably is already telling everybody and she's looking like a dummy. So she's like, well, I tried and it didn't work. Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha ha. So she's like, yeah. And then he was like, I'm headed back home. And I was like, well, I'm going to stay and hang out with Austen then. Fuck you then. Yeah. And Leva's just laughing because she's like, who is this person? Why am I talking to them? Why do I pretend to be friends with this person? So she's like, I mean, like, I don't even recognize this person. Like, I knew her, I think. I mean, do I know her? I think I do. But you know what? Like, guys act out of pocket after a breakup all the time. So like, you know, they bang different people every night. But as women, we're held to a different. Oh my God, no one's talking about holding her. No one's slut shaming Taylor. I'm Shep shaming Taylor. Like, yeah. You deserve it. I mean, you're between Shep and Austen. That's just sad, you know?
Well, she says she's excited to go to Jamaica because maybe I'll find myself a little Jamaican man. And you know, JT's like, really? You're just going to go to Jamaica? I'm right here. You don't have to go to Jamaica.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So now we go to Olivia's parents' house, and Olivia's looking through clothes and everything. And Robin, her mom, comes in, and they're like looking for stuff to wear to Jamaica and stuff.
I love that. Yeah. You gonna wear that to Jamaica? You gonna have so much fun in Jamaica. Yeah, you're not dating anybody, are you? Still dating Rod? What a nice boy that Austen, really, Olivia. You're still into Austen? God
That's
damn,
basically
Olivia.
what it is.
Jesus fucking Christ, Olivia. Holy mother.
She's
like a fucking elephant.
She's like, Olivia's like, I mean, I'm not trying to have more conversations about it because, I don't think like Taylor understands the level of betrayal and all this, but like, I just want to shelve it and have like fun and everything. And like, there's all this like awkwardness, etc. And basically, yeah, Robin is like, really, Austen? And she goes, yeah, I know, but like, it's confusing for me because there are like times where I'm like, ugh, he's such a piece of shit, you know? And Robin goes,
Yeah, I know plenty of divorces that start out like that, honey. Just stop. She's like, stop, please don't do this.
She's like, yeah, just like thinking of the dynamics is just like so awkward. You know what I mean? Yes, I do. I'm not buying this. You know what? Maybe it's just Friday and I just don't believe anything. But I think it's just also that it's episode 11 of Southern Charm and they just can't anymore with this. It's like the same thing every week. I'm supposed to believe that everybody wants to have, I'm supposed to believe that someone really still wants Shep. For any reason, really? I'm supposed to believe that Olivia wants Austen. I don't. You can't make me.
Yeah. Well, Olivia's like, this is good. I need to have a vacation from my non-occupation or day job. So
I thought that too at first, but then I was like, yeah, she's going through a lot of stuff. So I guess that's
true.
A vacation.
Okay, I'm a horrible person, everyone.
Still, no, I didn't even mean it for that. I literally thought the same thing. I was like, oh wow, vacation from all that nothing. And I was like, oh wow,
yeah,
it's actually emotionally she deserves it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. But you're right. So now we go to the gym. And Austen is doing leg raises.
Didn't mean to shame you, by the way.
It's
you didn't
okay.
do anything wrong.
No, I should be considerate to people. Sometimes I forget that people go through things, you know?
We forget. Because it's also TV where they're like, oh my God, look at this tragedy that happened. And then 2 weeks later, they don't really... I mean, not that they have to bring it up every single time, but I don't know. Sometimes it's like 2 or 3 weeks can seem like... We've covered a million episodes of shows between then. It just seems a long time ago.
We just recapped Real Houses of Miami, and we have a lot of Larsa Pippen in our system. And there's going to be innocent victims in this. So so now we're at a gym, and Austen and Craig are working out, and this trainer's like, how do you feel, bro? And Craig is like, good. I always feel better after I leave here. Hey, why are we doing legs today? And the trainer's like, we're going to work. It's a warm-up, bro. And this trainer's just over these guys. He's like, I'm just in it for the money, and maybe I can show off on TV or something. But these guys are a piece of work. These guys are literally lifting a bar with no weights on it for the whole scene.
Also, what every Southern Charm male cast member says, why are we doing legs? Another thing I noticed is poor Bradley, okay? Because I feel like the regulars on this show, or the mainstays, are like, I'm not shooting with someone from Southern Hospitality. Like, apparently they mixed Southern Hospitality in with Southern Charm at BravoCon at the panel, and they looked pissed, supposedly. I wasn't there. But I think that the newer guys are like, sure, we'll shoot with someone from Southern Hospitality, but the old guys are like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to our regular guy.
We're going to film with this human brick wall instead. This guy is so over. At one point he goes, don't hit yourself in the face with this weight, by the way, because he knows that they will. So Craig's like, I'm not putting on a top in Jamaica. It's just gonna be tank tops, and I might take off my shirt on the plane. Because by the way, Paige, I don't think she's gonna be able to make the trip, because I asked her and she was like, new phone, who dis, ha ha ha, and then she hung up on me. And I said, what about Jamaica? And she said, I don't speak English. You're gonna have to call someone else.
I said, yes, you do. And then she said, no, but the text was green. It's weird, right?
And I was like, we're more fortunate than most that we can, at the drop of a hat, go on trips. But sometimes she can't, because she said she was going to order a Starbucks in 4 days. And so she had to be at the Starbucks for it. So she can't come.
Yeah, she can't come because, hold on, let me read this. I hate you and your friends. So... something must be a work thing. So Austin's like, classic Craig. And Craig's like, yeah, well, like, I'm gonna be able, like, I don't know, I'm gonna be in like this romantic setting, and like she's not gonna be there, but like I can't even get mad. And Austin's like, he can't get mad, but you know what, he's not going to, but I know he's really hurt about it. And I'm like, if you want to talk about it, talk to me, Craig.
He goes, I'm not saying there is trouble in paradise, but he can tell me if there is. Like, tell me. I tell him everything except all the secrets I don't tell him, okay? Maybe I tell him too much, and by too much, too little.
Except all the lies you've told all season.
And by the way, and just even the way he tries to plant this thing that there's an issue. He goes, I'm not saying there is trouble in paradise. I'm like, okay, Austen, nice try. Nice try.
So maybe you could. I don't work out. Obviously, my underarms are literally like flags in a
Flags.
like
hanging.
flat. Yeah.
Like
Have I
those,
ever told you that time I was driving in my car and I was holding the side of the car? You know, what do you call that? Where you hold it? It's some people hang their dry cleaning from it. Do you know what I mean? It's like the little handle at the top of the passenger door. So I was driving and I was holding that. And I was in the passenger seat and I was holding that. And I had the window open in this Jeep and it was blowing my underarm and it was going really like a flag. And that's what it reminded me of. Like a flag in the wind.
Yeah.
No, like when people have like a little flag in their window.
Got it.
Or in their car, like by their antenna, and it's just going down. It's like, that's what my underarm was doing in the wind. Anyway, The point is, that's what my arms are like. So I don't understand working out, is my point. So maybe you can clear this up for me. Why do the guys work out? They keep passing a bar with nothing on it.
Yes, it's very funny looking because it's like they're working out with this bar. To be fair, that bar is
Beta
like
bar.
45. It's a beta bar. It's 45 pounds, and after probably the entire workout that their trainer had them do, like even probably 10 pounds is like rigorous for them. So I get it. It's just the optics
that is
of
a
it.
thing.
Yeah, the optics of it are just hilarious because, of course, these two have just like an empty bar on it compared to like Vanderpump Rules or something where there was like, yeah, dude, I just live in a truck. So
it's just funny hearing someone like, "Oh, bro, I'm gonna take off my shirt I'm gonna take it off on the plane." And they're just like up, down, up, down, up, down.
Especially when Rod and JT were just like pushing a truck in the parking lot, and then these two are just passing an empty bar back and forth.
Yeah.
So, so then Austen's like, so last night Olivia called me on the phone, and I really like that she calls me at night and like asks me like what I'm watching, and we just like chat, and I'm like, I really like that a lot, but I just want to be friends with her, bro. I just want to know that. I just want to be friends. I'm like, oh, you're such a fucker. You
really
lured her back, and now you want to do this thing, and then you're gonna pull some shit at the end of the episode too. Oh my god, what a piece of work.
Purposely just mixing signals to someone who's really going through a lot too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're going to use, and I didn't say this earlier because it probably would have been totally inappropriate, but leave it up to fucking Austen to take the death of somebody's brother to be like, oh my God, I totally get you, and start acting like they have some feelings for them, to just turn it around again. I mean, that's really a piece of shit thing to do.
Yeah,
to be acting,
and
he's like,
I just gotta figure out how to be friends with her. I mean, like, how am I not supposed to have flirtatious tendencies? It's called self-control. It's called being an adult. Okay, like this is the whole problem: is that like we can't keep on being like, oh, women have to act this way and women have to behave this way because men can't control their emotions. Like, control your emotions. If you want to be friends with her, then don't fucking flirt with her. Okay, it's as simple as that.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just going to get worse. So Craig's like, wait, bro, you're not supposed to be with your exes. Craig just can't Craig really drove that one home with Craig. I
love his academic. This is the thing he's been trying to do all season long. He's like, and this is why I think you don't hang out with exes, because when you're in the moment, you remember the good, but then the bad is still there. And the reason why, wait, hold on a second. Hey, Paige, how's the rest of it go?
You don't hang out with exes, stupid.
Oh. So don't hang out in Texas. What? Did I get that right, Paige?
Oh, so Austen's like, yeah, I've just got to open up my feelings and but also compartmentalize my feelings because I don't want to mess with her head or my own head, to be honest. No, you're not messing with your own head. You're messing with her head, and you're a fucker. Now, I don't think that Olivia's into you anyway. I think she's using you probably for a TV show because I don't sense anything coming from her either. Although I don't think I've ever sensed anything coming from Olivia.
I actually sense more.
She's very
yeah, she sort of gives flounder energy. But the thing is that I'm getting more from her now because I think that she's gone through a lot, and I think that she has been drawn to Austen, and I'm sensing more. I'm sensing more energy from her now than I did ever last season towards Austen. But I think he is just going to do it's going to be a back and forth that he's going to do. It's a total power play, and it's fucked up. So everyone's now goes to the airport. Everyone's showing up. Shep is helping take bags out of the van, and he takes Olivia's bag. He's like, gee, Jesus, are you Diana Ross? Do you have a concert in Jamaica?
No, but plenty of people confuse me for her.
Oh my gosh, it's Countess Luann.
I feel like if I'm going to compare Olivia to any recording artist, the last one is going to be Diana Ross. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
It just was a strange connection to make. So they're all showing up, and then everyone's getting on the plane, and JT's sitting next to Taylor and sweating on the plane. Real smooth. He's real smooth with his long game. Long game really kicking in there. So they
And
get
boom, here we are. And Craig's like, wow, it is so nice to be staying at Montego Bay in Jamaica. Wow.
And so they're getting drinks at the airport. So fucking Craig. I think Craig is like this probably everywhere he goes.
He's like, hey, bartender, we're staying at Montego Bay. How's Montego Bay? Oh, look over there. That guy's so stupid. That's my friend Austen. He's dating that girl. She hates him. God, they're going to fight the whole time. What are you doing? Who are you dating here? Really? Don't hang out with your exes. Does your ex work here? Don't ever do it. I sew things.
When you sing Kokomo, do you sing the Jamaica part, or is that weird? Do you just put in a different country? So then Austen and Olivia are like, they have drinks, and he's like, huh, what you gotta do is you gotta like shake up your drink. Yeah, because there's like a lot of floaters on top.
You shake it up. You shake
You're
your
a
drink
floater
up.
on top.
You're a floater on top.
They're cracking up, and everyone's just staring at them like, what is wrong with these two people?
He's like, whoa, I just got brain freeze. I just got brain freeze. He's like, oh, you're brain freeze.
Because like, if you're like, ooh, Mexico, I want to take it. It's like not the same as like Jamaica, I want to take it. You know what I'm saying? So like, is that weird for you?
Yeah, the fact that all these exes are hanging out without closure. Can I have a cherry in this? That'd be great.
Hey, I have a question. Does anyone who works at this bar, did you guys used to date? Because like, I really don't think you should be working with your ex. It's like an ongoing theory I'm trying to really push.
So they go to the hotel. Okay. And Madison walks in and goes,
Wow, look at that. I feel like I'm in the Caesar's Palace.
looks nothing like Caesar's Palace.
No, there's nothing like this. She just say that with any place that has a staircase?
Wow,
Was it the stair? Was there a column there or something?
I feel like I'm at the Caesar's Palace.
And the fact that she calls it the Caesar's Palace.
I don't think I wrote down the Caesar's Palace. I don't know if that's
No,
really
she
what
did.
said.
No,
Did
I
you
wrote
write
that-
down the
Yes, she said the Caesar's Palace.
I'm at the Caesar's Palace right from television. Look, it feels just like it. They got a floor and a ceiling. It's just like it.
So Olivia's got 2 drinks and she goes, I'm gonna like double fist it. And Austin's like, yeah, you're gonna like, that means you're gonna drink one while you're drinking the other one that you didn't even finish yet. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna be like, he goes, it's like face down. She goes, like face up. And they just giggle. What is it? How do these 2 get Coke on the plane? What's wrong with these people?
And then everyone's checking in, and then Austin is like, God, why is this check-in taking so long? I haven't even checked in yet. Because he's like sitting on like a sofa waiting to check in. And Craig's like, why not? He goes, because I'm waiting. Like, there's not even like a line. Like, look, Madison's still doing hers. And this, for some reason, really pissed me off. Because Austin is the type of person to not stand by check-in, to sit somewhere else, and then complain that he hasn't checked in yet. It's like, if you want to check in, go get in line so you can check in.
No, I don't think he's complaining. Isn't Craig? Craig's like, go up there. He's like, no, there's a line. Austin's just like waiting. Austin's like that type of person. He's like, why would I wait in a line? I will just wait until the desk is completely clear. I'm sitting down.
Right. But you know, there are going to be other people that will get in line. And so a spot's going to open up, and then whoever's in line will get the spot, and then also be like, oh, see, I can't even get a spot. They just go so quickly. And it's like, yeah, because you didn't stand in line.
Oh, fucking Austen. So he's like, yeah, me and Olivia, like, we're like 2 peas in a pod, but I have to be careful. Pump on the brake. I'm like, you're not 2 peas in a pod. He's like, wow, I like a drink. She's like, yeah, you do. You like a drink. Wow, you two
peas in a
really a
blah.
love story for the books there.
Yeah, seriously. Wow. It's like the Notebook. It's like the last page of the Notebook. It's just like the cardboard end of the Notebook. It's the lame part. I have a notebook. So, yeah, I said it.
Book.
Not book. That's a better way to do it. So they
notes or books. Neither one of these two.
Yeah,
you are.
And then Whitney's asking for a presidential suite, and then JT's asking the receptionist if she's ever been to Charleston. And Craig has a fair point here. He's like, checking into a hotel is not that hard. It's like these people have never checked into a hotel before, because they're all chatting and having conversation and asking questions that are ridiculous, like asking for a presidential suite and taking. They're sitting there for 45 minutes during this process.
Yeah. So then let's see. Whitney wants his presidential suite. It's like, do you have the presidential suite?
Do you have the mother suite?
I'm not kidding.
I have the mother suite.
Been to palaces.
Mother. My mother went to Buckingham Palace once. Do you have my mother went to Buckingham Palace suite?
Okay, so then they go look at their rooms. They're like, wow. And then JT is like joking like too much with the guy who brings his suitcases up. He's like, wow, can't wait to take a bath. Not with you here. I mean, I could. No, I won't. Do you want to call me? You should call me. Don't call. I'm totally kidding. You should definitely call me. You want to stay here? I'm kidding. Go ahead. Go. Please stay.
Do you want to see some footage of me pouring some water on my chest?
I have a towel. You want a towel? They're free. I'm just kidding. You work here. Stay. Don't go.
So everyone gets ready. Madison FaceTimes with Rodrigo. He's like, yeah, man. Rodrigo's like, I wish I would have had the time to make it. But unfortunately, I had literally so many better things to do. Like, I'm actually going to fly up to New York and hang out with Paige. She was like, why don't you come hang out? All the dum-dums are out of town, and you're the only one that's mildly tolerable. And I was like, you know what? You're totally right. I'm going to come see you. So we're just going to chill.
And then the ladies are coming down the big staircase, and Olivia's like, oh my God, it's like the Titanic balcony.
Things, I think it's not good when people keep comparing things to the Titanic. Everyone's always says that like it's a great thing. It doesn't end well for the Titanic. So stop comparing every
I know, but I think people, it's like a great romance. So people are always like, oh my God, it's like the Titanic. It doesn't end well, guys.
People need new staircases to reference. Okay, that.
But
that
of course,
movie is
someone
24 years old.
Of course, someone who would continually have a flirtation with Austen would keep forgetting the ending to Titanic. Like, of course. Did you watch the whole thing? Come on, man.
Yeah. Austin would not fare well. And actually, no, Austin would be the person who is first off the ship on a piece of wood and off to safety. He would be the one who survives. You're like, Austin again. So they're all gathering for dinner and everything, and they're all sitting down. They're all gathering at the table, and Madison actually puts herself at the end of the table because she does not want to be in the middle because she knows she'll get it from all sides. So she just goes to the end of the table, and then Shep arrives like, where does everyone want to sit, girls? Where should we sit? Oh God, I've gotten in so much trouble for where I sit. So they're all gathering. It's just like a lot of people.
Yeah, basically a lot of small talk. Everyone gathers. JT and Rod joke about how hairy Rod and JT's butt are. Like JT's butt's really hairy. And then they get some oxtail and blah, blah, blah. They're eating. It's pretty easy going, right? So then Shep's like, wow, guys, so the last time I was in college was like 22 years ago. And Vanita's like, oh my God, that's old. I'm 29. And Olivia goes, yeah, and Roosevelt was president and we had just launched the Second World War. Ha ha. Was anyone else impressed?
I could not believe she actually placed Roosevelt in the World War II time frame. I mean, even though we didn't watch World War II, I was very impressed.
Yeah, but still, I was
like Olivia.
So is that condescending? Yes, and I meant it. I meant it that way. So then, Madison and Whitney are doing a cheers, and they're joking that they're having. Who cares?
So by the way, when they made that joke, when they're just like laughing at Shep being old, Shep just has this rage smile on his face, like. He's like, I was about to tell a story about being in Jamaica 22 years ago. He was so mad. So then food comes. There's some curried goat that arrives, and they're being so obnoxious. They're like, also like, what's that? Horny goat? Horny goat? And there's like, the waiter's like, curried goat. Horny goat? What goat? Huh goat? What type of goat? Horny goat? I'm like, I'm just like mortified as an American. Please just stop.
Every time. That's what Bravo does. You know, it really forces Americans to apologize every time. Even if it's in our own minds. It's just like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And Rod is like, well, you are what you eat. And Haas is like, yeah, that is true. I am a horny goat. Just ask 3 of the 4 girls here. Which is just funny because it just like highlights how much he just like Vanita. They just don't even pay attention to Vanita. He's like, yeah, I didn't even bother trying to hook up with you. She's like,
yeah,
okay.
She's like, so I must be the 4th. Like, yeah, he doesn't even text me a good morning. I've never even had a good morning from him. So then Craig gives a speech and he's like, I just, like, it's so great to be here. Like, Paige wanted to come here, but she has taste. And, it's really nice to have a group of friends who can sub in when she's not here. So like, thanks, Craig.
Thanks for
wow.
Cheers to being Craig's subs. I think Shep said that.
Nice to bring your filler, Craig. Okay.
So then there's just they're eating, and Taylor just makes this like sort of like it's like a generic comment because she's just, I think, trying to fill the space with something. So she just goes, I love food in different countries. It's so much better. And Shep goes, oh yeah? What countries have you been to? Talk to me. She goes,
Shep. Oh, I think you meant country. Because you said countries. How's with an S on the end? What do you think about that, kids?
She's like, countries, correct. Really? Which ones? And she goes, the Dominican and St. Lucia and Trinidad. Oh, I see. Okay, fine. We'll consider those all separate countries. Okay. Did you eat any goat? Because I was here when I was 22. She goes, no, I didn't eat any goat. Oh, what about hush puppies? How about that, Taylor? He's like really coming for her, like really like questioning her stupid comment that she made.
I know I say this every week and it probably gets old, but this is the show that Coke drives. None of this ever makes sense with these people. Shep is seriously raging and red and shaking, like for no reason. Like what in the world? Well, this show really just, the show doesn't even care. Shep goes from being like, wow, Taylor, could you believe it? She was trying to get with me again, to being like, you fucking idiot. You've never been to a country. You don't even know what a hush puppy is.
But didn't Taylor travel with him to countries? Wasn't that the whole thing? She did eventually quit her job.
Yes, she quit her job. The only job as an orthodontal assistant, and
so maybe
within 1,000 miles. Now she's forced to work at Day Chaser.
So maybe he was trying to get her to say, see, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't have been able to try all these different foods in different countries. You wouldn't be able to make that statement. Maybe that's what he was trying to get at. So she's like, oh, wow, thanks, Shep. Like, you've experienced so much more life than I have. Like, duh, you're a 40-something-year-old man. So she's going on about bakes, Caribbean bakes and stuff. And Shep is like, wow, I love all your knowledge about Jamaica. This is so fun. And
so the guys start doing an arm chug, like where they're chugging off their bicep, and Shep's like, I'm gonna go take a walk down the water. So he goes down to the shore while everybody else is taking like little, chugs or whatever. So then Madison and Austen go sit kind of like on little couches on the beach. Mm-hmm. And he's like, look at us on vacation together. And she's like,
don't call it that. We're not on vacation together. Okay, we are, but still don't call it that. It's creepy. I'm married to a fireman. He's probably somewhere doing something important right now. So, what's up with you? Do nothing?
Yeah. How's it going? You can tell me because I know already.
And he goes, I can tell you? I mean, you're a real steel trap, aren't you, darling?
Yeah. Well, I can look at you and know just exactly what's happening. So you can tell me your bullshit lie and then I'll tell you what's really happening.
He's like, oh, really? Say it then.
Okay, well, I'm going to whisper it. I'll whisper it very loudly. I've seen your face and your demeanor, and I know that you're in love with a lady named Taylor.
And he's like, what? So he's caught up. He literally shakes his head. He literally shakes his head like she just squirted him like a dog who just got squirted with a water gun. He's like, what? What are you going to say?
Yeah, I think they're banging him and Taylor. And I think this whole Olivia thing is
a distraction. A cover
I
up.
guess. Yeah.
Cover-up?
They just both love the drama of it. That's my.
Well, but this
that's
way
my
it also
guess.
takes the heat off of him. If he's like, oh, I'm really into Olivia that way, then people won't ever suspect that he and Taylor are.
Which was
actually-
last year when they had
was-
zero chemistry. And remember when Olivia at the reunion was having like this huge fit at Austen? Like, how could you? Nah, nah, nah. And she like spent the whole time telling off Austen. I'm like, you don't even have a relationship with Austen. What the fuck is going on this show? I don't think they've ever really had anything, but they both keep it so he can stay fucking Taylor. And I don't know who she is hooking up with. Who do you think?
Who Taylor's hooking up with?
No, Olivia.
Olivia?
I think Taylor's hooking up with Austen.
I think Olivia. I think Olivia is into Austen. I think Austen is doing something to try. I think he's doing a whole thing. I didn't think about this until you said it, but now I think that Austen is doing a whole thing about Olivia, so everyone talks about him and Olivia to distract away from him and Taylor. Now that's my new theory based off of what you just put into my head.
Your new theory is my theory.
Yes, I'm taking your theory.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I have adopted your
I'm
theory.
just
I think it's a
kidding.
good theory, so I am going to adopt it as well.
I love you. You know, I don't mean to be bitchy.
You weren't. I didn't think you were
born
bitchy
like
right
that.
there. I literally did not
Okay,
think
good.
that was a bitchy moment.
I'm obsessed with you. I'm still obsessed with you. And it's not because I'm fucking Taylor or Austen.
Listen, honestly, all I'm thinking about is my Amazon package and hoping that nothing broke when the person put it over the gate. That's honestly, I'm just like, I just want to get to the end so I can get my package.
just let me open
I just want to get I want to access my bits and bobs. So anyway, so
bits and
Austen,
bobs, that's
Austen he is like surprised that Madison says Taylor, and she's like, "No, I mean Austen, don't laugh." And he's like, "That's not what I was expecting you to say. That's insane right now. I quite literally was expecting something else." And she's like, "Well, so you weren't expecting you were expecting to say that I'm still in love with you, huh? That's what you were going to say." He's like, "No, Madison, hush your mouth, Madison."
So she's like, now listen, I'd hate for you not to pursue something because of other people. That motherfucker Shep over there is the most selfish person in the entire world. Now, I know deep down you have a good heart and you don't want to hurt Shep or Olivia, but at the same time, do what you want for you.
Now, if anyone is buying this load of horse shit from Madison, that's a bunch of bullshit. You really think she's sitting there being nice to Austen because she wants to? Shep stood up to her at that party in favor of Taylor, and she's like come for Shep mode. And I love it because she just
Just in that little Madison way. You know what? You really should date Taylor. You two'd be so cute. I'm just saying that as your real friend, Austen.
So Taylor's like to the group, she goes, "Should we be, are we concerned with the exes flirting in the corner?" And Olivia's like, "We were literally just having that conversation. Like, how would you feel about your married spouse sitting there?" And Shep goes, "I wouldn't feel anything at all." So like, Taylor's like, "Yeah, Shep, yeah, you're not included in this conversation because obviously you wouldn't care."
Yeah, Olivia also coming in kind of anti-Madison there. Like, oh, Madison's being inappropriate by talking to her ex over there.
Well,
Weird.
because now Olivia's into Austen, so she's feeling threatened a little bit because Madison's talking to him.
So Austin's like, okay, well, I get what you're saying. Like, but at one point there was like a thought, and like Taylor made a move, and then I was like, well, like maybe is there something? And like people are like so upset because like, you know what, Taylor won't admit that. That's why people are mad at her. She won't admit. Like she says it's like just like a couple of days that we thought of. No, it was like it wasn't just like 2 hours. Well, like 5 days. We were like considering it. It was like 5. She's like lying about it. She's not lying about it. You are such a prick.
Also-
She didn't lie about it. She said that you guys both went to your families to talk about it. That was the whole thing. She's
And
not
it's so obnoxious because this is supposed to be your friend, and you're actually like, he knows that Madison's going to say something, so he's like, he knows this is going to exacerbate it, and I don't know why he is acting like he is being forthright and then she isn't. Like, I really can't stand how he keeps throwing her under the bus first, and then because he does it first, everyone's like, oh, Austen, and then she keeps on getting all the shit, and they should be equally getting shit. So he is just really horrific. But you know what? Why am I being so mean to him?
He just doesn't care. They're giving him shit too. He just does not care. He just keeps coming back and like charming and then doing the same thing. I think the problem with Taylor is that she just doesn't have any charm. Taylor just shows up like,
Yeah, and then I called him, and then we were gonna hook up, but then he said no, and then what? Shucks.
it's like, oh my God, you're going to need a lot more charm to pull this off, you know?
So then he's like
over there spitting his charm all over everybody.
Right. And then he starts doing this whole thing of like, yeah, I mean, the point of the matter is I'm quite literally a rom-com loser. I just want that rom-com ending in my life. That's all I want.
Don't call yourself a dummy. You're not a loser. You're just a dork. But that's your niche.
That's what draws people to you. They just see who is this dork who's tall, who keeps getting people's ass. And yeah, they're fascinated by it.
So he's like,
she's using him to get back at Shep, and he's using Madison to go tell everybody what he just said about Taylor and him having a longer relationship that everybody knows.
Yeah, he's like, this isn't my rom-com ending. It's not Taylor. I was confused there for a second. I thought we'd vibe, but it was all for Olivia. It was all for Olivia. And so then
back to Olivia, she's talking to Craig, and Craig's like, I know this annoys you. You're talking about an ex. And she's like, well, it's like, because you not both know, like, he's talked the most negative things about her, and then to see him sitting there shuffling at her jokes, like, that is so fake. I can't even stand it. I mean, to be fair.
What are you and Austen?
Same to you. You know what I mean? Like, well, how long have you been going off about Austen, and now you're literally standing there worried about who Austen's talking to? How does he do it?
And Craig's like, he does so many things that bother you, and I know you're not able to shake him right now, but do you think that, like, you're better than that? Or, like, what is it? It's like a low-key read from Craig, and she's like, I don't know. I think I have unresolved feelings. And he's like, did you guys ever have closure? Do you want to hear my theory about exes again? She goes, no.
You know what? You guys should have closure here. Call Nomi and break up with her. It's going to feel really good. Do it.
Well, the thing is with Austen is you don't know what you're going to get with him. He's like really confusing and can be a little manipulative. And once again, a reminder of why I don't want him in my life in the first place. Okay, so you're going to hook up with him, and that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah. So then back to Austen and Madison. He's like, yeah, you know, like, I was never, you thinking that I like Taylor? No, it was never about Taylor. It's always Olivia. Always. It's always been you. Like, okay.
He's doing a monologue now.
You go for, he's like, the human brain weighs 8 pounds. Okay, Austen. Okay.
I'm just a boy standing in front of a girl asking her to drink some Trop Hop. And
Jason Alexander just tried to fuck me. Okay, that's not even a line. It's just like a random plot from Pretty Girl. From Pretty Woman.
Pretty Girl. Yeah, Pretty Girl. I like Pretty Girl. I don't want to watch Pretty Woman. He's like, you know, I went to therapy because of Olivia. Because I should have ended up with her. I should have, I'm people pleaser. Matt's like, well, why can't you still? He's like, I don't know, Mathen. Why can't I be happy with this fucking person who's fucking perfect? What am I gonna do? Poor me, Austen Kroll.
Yeah, he really got the Shep game down quick, and he is just sticking to it. And listen, it works. I mean, it is working for him. Now, I will say, I do not sense any chemistry from Olivia and Austen. They are two twins, and I can never forget that might be a reason to bond. If you both eat with your mouth open, spitting food everywhere, you might have something going for you. So, you know what? I wouldn't say I'm rooting for you guys, but I am rooting for you to close your mouth while you eat.
And I'm rooting for the weekend. And here we are. We've made it to the end of Southern Charm. Everyone, thank you so much for being here and for listening. This is a big week of shows. So fun. We'll be back next week. There's just even more and more and more and more stuff. Can't wait for it. And we're going to catch you all on Monday. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary. It's the Green Fairy.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying. It's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She's quite the catch, it's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch or Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.